wherever you are, and welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. Today is a very special day for me because I have a very special guest, but please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yvonne of Amaze Yourself Coaching, and I help driven business owners who are ready to bring their business to the next level, but aim to do so in fewer hours. And Beatrice is my amazing guest. Beatrice, please introduce yourself to those who are watching and listening.
Hi, Yvonne. I'm so happy to be here today. My name is Beatrice for the English speakers. Boots, and I help creative entrepreneurs to tap into their intuition, make better business decisions, and use their intelligence to make the world a better place. So I aim at helping spiritually curious to build their dream life and businesses to fulfill their purposeful missions.
I love that. I love that. And I was listening, but you were fading out now and again. So I'm. So can you let's do it again so that we capture it because I don't want anything not to be captured.
Okay, what would you like me to repeat?
The how you help creative business owners, because I know that that's what you do.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I support spiritually curious creative to find clarity and confidence to build their dream life and businesses and fulfill their purposeful missions.
Great. Now I could hear everything, so that's amazing. And I'm very excited about today. I was looking forward to this so much because you and we've known each other a while, and we've worked with each other for in and out, and that for me is so incredibly special. And when I started to write the post to announce this thing, I just felt so grateful. So can you tell us a bit how it was for you, for us, working together? Can you share a bit around that journey?
Absolutely, Yvonne. I'm really thrilled to be able to share this with your listeners, with my listeners. It's just so pleasant when you find somebody that you can work with for years and can be supported on your journey, because everybody has such a special journey and everybody has a unique journey. So I worked with you already one-to-one before I started your membership, how to get things done club. And would you like me to specifically tell you about how this membership helped me?
Yes, let's do that. Yes.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I used to call this club the Amaze Yourself Club, because that's how Yvonne helped me from the start, hugely. Since I started my business as an intuitive coach, she basically reminds me time after time what my core talents are, how to boost my confidence. She boosts my confidence when I need it. And this is so important for everybody, because we tend to just not see our own talents. And it's so precious to have somebody supporting you time after time and reminding you time after time how important it is that you keep giving your gifts and your talents to the world. And you believe in me, Yvonne, like nobody else does, I feel. And that is so, so special. And it's extremely supportive. And you go out of your way for me, but also for all of your other clients. I've seen you do it so often. So now that you have helped me gaining my confidence, which took a while, I've grown into owning my talents more and more and trusting myself more and more, so that it has that ripple effect and it goes into my clients more and more as well. And what you helped me with as well within the Get Shit Done Club is that I am getting things done with much more ease and with less time. So it's just really making more money while I'm enjoying life more, which is something also so difficult to do, because we tend to work harder and harder and the results are actually not as good as we hope. And it's incredible that when you take time off and when you take more time to digest and to let life support you in the background, that's things happen in a much more pleasant way. And that has really been happening for me. And next to that, you are amazing in giving me the very practical action steps when I need them. So I have an idea and I'm a visionary, so I have lots of different ideas, and then I don't exactly know how to go about it. I have a creative background myself, so I don't always have the practical mindset for my own business as much I have them from an outsider's perspective for my clients. And then you just pull tools out of your toolbox for me, and then I know how to do things. And also you connect me with people that really help me to make life much easier and to work from a much less push place and more from like a flow. Does that make sense?
It to me it makes a lot of sense, and I love that you emphasize the from push to flow, because I think
Yeah.
that's so important.
Yeah.
And yes, I support you. I mean, you're amazing, and I love that. Yeah, it's. I think it's a common mistake or something that a lot of people are afraid to do. That when you're an amazing coach like yourself, we often think because we are an amazing coach, we have to do it by ourselves. Especially if you see the results you're getting your clients, and it's out of this world, and then you go like, well, so I should do it myself as well, right? But the thing is, if you often need that little, that cheerleader in your corner to mirror how amazing you personally are, because that's quite a task for all of us, because it is very easy to focus on our clients and to get them the best results, which you're out of this world with. But then doing it for yourself, I don't know, it's
It's
still,
different.
it's very different. Yeah. So
It's much more difficult. I totally agree. It's much more difficult. It's
and
almost impossible to
it
do
is,
it for yourself.
because we always have these blinders on, and we're not even aware that they are on. It's just, it's something that someone once said and we've taken for true, or it's just we can't see it, and then we go into this pattern of thinking that we then believe it's true, and you just need someone to say, hey, but what about this? And you're the amazing example, because you immediately shift. It's the shifts I've seen you make is just wonderful. So yeah, I'm
It's
very.
the awareness, right?
Yeah.
Somebody mirroring you, that you need to have awareness around this, whether it is around a limiting belief, which also happens quite regularly, of course, with everybody, or whether it is a tunnel vision in something really practical. It gives this distance, and you are very good as well in tapping into somebody's energy. As a spiritual coach, I really value that you also are very capable of tuning in and seeing what somebody needs in the moment, because one day might be different to another day.
Yes, yeah, and I like that you touch upon that, because this is something that I truly believe in, and I think you can tell tell a bit more about that. But you you mentioned that sometimes you have a great idea because you're so creative and you have an amazing vision, and then it's like, okay, and now how do I take the next steps to make it practical, implementable? Um, I'm a very firm believer that there are many ways to get to Rome, but you need to find your own way. And I know this is something that you and I often talk about. What's what works for you? Can you talk a bit more about that? Because there's no cookie cutter approach. And I know that you've experienced that. So can you please elaborate a bit?
Absolutely. It's definitely a very important asset what you give to your clients, because I feel like there are so many business coaches out there that have this a framework that they try to push you into. I've never really worked with anybody because I'm so intuitive. I just don't say yes to those kind of things. But I can just only imagine that they try to do that. But you don't. You just say, if this doesn't work, why don't you look at it this way? Or why don't you look at it that way? And by giving me, in this case, the choice to really tune into what works for me, it has made a tremendous difference, because it gives me, it's almost like you say you give me the green light to do it in another way. It's like sometimes we seem to operate almost like kids. It's almost like you need to have the green light. Somebody else has to say, yeah, why don't you do it that way if that feels right? And then when you get that green light, you just fly through. I think that's probably why I make big breakthroughs. Of course, you have to also take the responsibility. I think I take the responsibility, and that's needed. Otherwise, nothing will ever change. But it's a journey. It's a really amazing journey.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question enough?
Yes, it does. Yeah, and I like that you say sometimes you just need the green light to go, and then to make these leaps in growth, because that's what I see happening. So that's amazing. And you're also part of a group program, right? And a lot of people, they're not big fans of groups. Can you tell a bit about how it is to be part of it's an intimate group. Can you talk a bit about how it is about being part of a group? Because I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of big groups either. So what makes this intimate group different according to you?
Well, I am a big fan of intimate groups. I'm not very good, whether it's socially or business-wise, I'm not very suited for big groups. So we're very similar here. And I think a lot of people that are more sensitive, they would relate to this. So when you are part of an intimate group that is really aligned with each other, the people in it are really aligned with each other, you just get different perspectives. And that is very, 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 it's extremely valuable, because when you have those different perspectives, then it gives another dimension to the questions you have, the journey you're on. So, and you do this in a very, very pleasant way. You never feel threatened by somebody else's opinion or insight. You actually really encourage the other people in the group to share their opinion, so that we can have more perspectives. And sometimes somebody else's fresh perspective in the group might really help you to find the right groove, so to speak.
Yeah, I love that as well. I love that that there's always something that someone brings to you, even if it's just a reinforcement of something that you already knew or felt, that kind of helps to lay that foundation. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not the only one. That's great. And I really like that the group has they're different perspective, different peoples in different ways, and yet it still works, because there's that mutual respect that kind of builds each other up. And for me, it's a pleasure to really see that. I enjoy it so much. I know that some people say, well, why would you do it? Because the group is so small. And it's just something for me. I'm always looking forward to Tuesdays, because it's my day where I have my groups, and yeah, it's just amazing to see. So I'm very happy that you feel this way.
Yes, absolutely.
So I've got two final questions for you. The first question is, can you share what you feel makes me, because there's so many coaches out there, well, I don't have to tell you, but what do you feel sets me apart from other coaches? Is there anything specific?
You're a super motivator. So the motivation, the drive that you bring through, through your enthusiasm and your joy and stamina, your own stamina. It kind of gives you that feeling of never give up. Whatever happens, there's always shit happening in your life. There's always some things happening. It doesn't always have to be dramatic, but everybody goes through things. And when you have that person in your life that just keeps reminding you that that's just earth school, it's part of life, and that you just have to deal with it and find ways to get to the other end of that maybe mini tunnel sometimes you're in. And then when you see the bright light again, then that's all you needed. So that motivation, the cheerleader, and your ongoing support, also long term, that for me is what makes you different to other people. Definitely.
Wow, thank you. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And
I can speak from experience, right?
yeah, well, I love that, and you know, I was thinking about it the other day when someone asked me about, you know, how do you feel about your clients, and I thought, well, I just love my clients. Is there any other way? And then we had a conversation about how sometimes clients aren't nice, or how sometimes clients don't do the right things. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, oh gosh, I'm so lucky. I've just got the most amazing clients. So you make it very easy as well. So that's what I want to say.
Thank you.
Right. So we are approaching, well, not really, but we're coming to the year's end. So a lot of people are already thinking about what's coming next year. Do you already have something you're looking forward to in 2024? Is there a great goal that you're looking to achieve? Tell us a bit about how you look into the next year.
You know me, Yvonne, I am very much into the now and into the flow. But it's very interesting that you're asking me the question, because I pulled a card this morning and I don't have it in reach, but it was about 2024. And I feel at the moment I am doing, I'm kind of plateauing a little bit. Sometimes we are plateauing, you know? So I've been in a plateau for a couple of months now, although there's amazing things happening and I have amazing clients. There's some form of stagnation, and that I don't see necessarily as something negative. I see it as I have to do more inner work, and I'm preparing myself to do that inner work. And it feels like 2024 is really that important moment where I'm going to fly higher again. I'm already flying. I'm off the ground. I'm flying. I'm enjoying it. But I think I'm going to fly higher. So it's not so much goals that I can think of than this feeling of soaring, really.
I love
Does that make sense?
It does make a lot of sense, and but I also really like what you're saying, because this is for me often a misconception, right? A lot of people say, well, what's your goal? And for many people, actually, goals aren't liberating; they're kind of restrictive. And this is what you're sharing now. You don't know really where it's going to go, but you just know you're going to soar. So that feeling, I can already tap into it, and I go like, oh wow, yes, let's go. You know, let's do this, and let's see how it unfolds. And that's kind of the magic. How I love that you work as well. It's just like, well, but that's what you are, intuitive coach. I tap into it, and then I move. So yeah, that's amazing.
At the right time, yes. And it's in the club that I also can discuss those weekly moments of progression. And I'm already looking forward to discussing the next step, because I really feel like I'm doing that inner work and that it's going to be very fruitful. I've just been chosen amongst the top 15 coaches in Perth, which is, of course, an amazing achievement. And it kind of gives me that boost of, it also says to me, like, it's okay to be where you are right now, because you just are where you are. And that's valid for everybody, right? You just are where you are, and keep the faith in whatever's coming next. And that's exactly what you're helping me with, keeping the faith.
I love that. Okay, great. So if you were watching this and you are wondering, hey, how can I boost my 2024 to soaring heights? State crush underneath this video and I'll reach out to you and share with you, because I've got something amazing coming up that's going to help you like it helped Beatrice as well. And with that, Beatrice, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Yvonne.
My absolute
pleasure.
And if you've been watching, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you again, same time, same place next week.